has obviously made it clear that that's not the stance and what we want from the volunteer spirit. You know that I feel the same way. That's a very few number. Man, the passion, energy from our fan base. I've been in a lot of competitive arenas as a player and as a coach. There was nothing better that I've ever been in than what happened on Saturday night.
We've got to raise the bar, and we've got to continue to raise the bar. I don't think any of those young men, when they signed to come to Tennessee, they signed to say they wanted to come and be a part of a 7-6 program. All right, they said they wanted to come and compete for championships, SEC championships, national championships. I know that's what I want. I know that's what Tennessee wants. I know that's what the expectation is. So we've got to continue to reassess everything that we're doing and make sure that we're continuing to move the needle in the right direction.
99% of the people in this world want to be great. Would you agree with that? Yeah, they're called wannabes. 1% work to be great. Drop the mic on that.
Pardon me and my tone. You can't step to my throne. They ain't working like me. I did this on my own. You asking where we been, huh? I don't know where to begin, huh? All this dirt on my skin. I just came here to win. I'm more than a man, I'm a monster. Somebody call a pastor, doctor. I got a 6 sense for imposters. So now I'm coming for the whole roster. It's not a game, why you playing with me? You could double back, lose track, try and hang with me. It must be in my veins, something you can't tame, cause I break the chain. Can't control me. I got the power, I got the keys, cause I break the chains. They try to hold me, I'ma push back, just wait and you'll see.
Team makes two takes a win. Play for makes breaks, one comes always score. If it hurts, you ain't breaks, no get you, don't let up, put on more steam. Protect our kickers, our quarterback, our lead, our ball game. All obstacles, block, cut, sides, through the game, after this win in. Press you again, we're here for the first man. Can everybody give you that 60 minutes?
There on the field, the pride of the Southland band crisply marches into the Giant T. The rear, the roar of 97,000 fans rises with each rhythmic step. In the background, George Beatsis is singing "Fight, Balls, Fight." The orange and white Shakers flood the air. The Volunteers are ready at the north end of the football field to burst through the gate. They're coming now, racing onto the field through the Giant T. In that magic moment that says, wherever you are, it's football time in Tennessee.
Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley.
I'm Snake.
And I am Gabriel.
Man, what a game. What a game. This is a weird game, man. If you were on Twitter, as myself and a young Gabe were throughout the course of the game, you would have thought Tennessee was losing this game. The way this game played out, and, you know, I'm not a professional. I don't have Tennessee scored on 4 out of 6 drives. I don't know what the exact numbers were, but it seems like in the first half, Tennessee really wasn't having a whole lot of problems scoring. Like they were putting the ball in the end zone, but it was just a weird game the way it played out early. Gabe, what are your early thoughts? And then we'll break this thing down for the post-game show. We'll run down the chat here in just a second, but just overall thoughts about the way the game started and then the way it changed throughout the course of 60 minutes of football.
Well, first of all, I'd like to give credit to CBS for what's probably the worst broadcast of a football game I've ever watched in my entire life. Whether it was the announcers just constantly getting names wrong, saying the wrong things, stuttering, just ridiculous. the audio cutting in and out the whole game.
Did
missed
your
camera
feed keep
angles.
cutting out? Like my feed was cutting out. I would just
My-
have
my
a Tennessee
feed-
logo and a Missouri logo.
My feed wasn't cutting out, but the audio was cutting out occasionally. And then they completely missed the kickoff after a touchdown. They came back from commercial. It was like, well, the kickoff just happened. So credit to CBS, a multi-billion-dollar company, for completely failing to cover a college football game, an SEC football game, to the level of maybe even a local high school. So, but as far as the game itself goes, yeah, exactly. Like there was a point in this game where I was sitting there with 10 minutes or so left to go in the third quarter saying, how are we going to get on here after this game and find something positive to say? Because yes, we were winning, but it was just constant, just frustration, things that weren't mistakes, mental lapses, things that weren't supposed to happen, shouldn't have happened, that were happening, just to make the game way more frustrating than it needed to be. Even not even putting into perspective the big picture stuff, style points and all that, which I don't really think was the main source of frustration for me, but just in the game, the basic, just fundamentals, complementary football wasn't happening. But then they sat forward in their chair like they were gaming, and they put it on. So.
Snake, what about you? Thoughts on the game? A young Gabe. I don't know how we're going to get on here and not be negative. And Snake's like, hold my beer. I'm negative every week. I'll come up with something.
No, it was a tale of two halves, right? So yeah, like Gabe said, came out the first half. It was kind of a, I don't know, it was a dreary day out there, and it felt like it was a dreary game. Couldn't really get into it, even though we were up the whole first half. It did feel like, okay, this doesn't feel right. Like I'm kind of nervous. I'm not sure what's going to happen. Of course, came out in the second half and just took over. Thank goodness that they had so many penalties. How many penalties did they have? Something like 14 penalties, I think, for Missouri.
Something like that.
Yeah, 14 for 120. Good gosh.
If they were more composed and a little bit more experienced, I think they could have given us a run for our money. But luckily, we came out in the second half and just laid it to them.
Well, what's
I
funny
just
to me
didn't
is-
see their defense stopping Tennessee. I didn't see their defense stopping Tennessee, and they didn't stop Tennessee. Let me. I don't have all my ducks in a row, but let's see. First drive, Tennessee scores a touchdown. Second drive, it's 4th and 4. That's when Jalen Hyatt was wide open across the middle, and Hooker missed him and took a sack.
Yep.
It's fine. It's fine. Josh Heupel's aggressive. He goes for it there. I got no problem with that. Third drive, Tennessee puts it in the end zone. Fourth drive, Tennessee puts it in the end zone. Fifth drive, Tennessee puts it in the end zone. So right there, they scored on 4 out of 5 drives. But if you were on Twitter, you would have thought this team was losing. Let me run down the chat. Let's see who's hanging out. We got 371 people watching live right now. Do us a favor, smash the thumbs up, share out the link, let people know we're live. We would greatly appreciate it. I feel like this fan base has been down all week long, and I've said it multiple times, and I still feel that way. And scrolling through Twitter, it felt that way, and that's fine. That's fine. Tennessee just needs to take care of business these last 3 weeks, and they're going to the college football playoff. Guys, just take a deep breath and enjoy the ride.
Exactly.
Like somebody tweeted at me in the game and said, hey, what does Tennessee need to do? Do they need more style points? No, just win. That's it. Just win. The resume speaks for itself. Let's see who's hanging out here. We got Super Saiyans in the house. What's up, my man? Says go Vols. Let's see. We got St. Louis in the house as well, dropping those custom Talkin Vols emojis. Bryson Collins is here. Says it's great to be a Vol. Short Fuse in the house. Boogie, they brought some really good pressure packages. Got to give it to Dink. Dude, what a dork. He is such a dork. Golly. Man, he looks so – it's like Butch Jones-esque. Just
He's so much better
embarrassing.
than Butch Jones, but they are close.
Yeah, he's such a dork. He's such a dork. Noah Driscoll says, hit that like button. Absolutely, we would appreciate that. Who else we got here? Let's see. Terry Reed's in the house. What's up, Terry? Owen Parker is here. Hendon directed the band in Rocky Top. Dude, that's awesome. I wanted to get it queued up where he ran through the tee for the last time. What a player that kid is. Wayne Starnes, I've never seen so many BVS attitudes in all my life. It's the truth, man.
It was
It is
coming
the
out,
truth.
man. It's coming out.
It's Twitter. Twitter was a nightmare. Twitter was a nightmare today, but that's fine. Tennessee took care of business. They got it done. Put up freaking 66 points. What's the number I've been throwing up all week long. Everywhere I've been saying 60 points. Tennessee's going to hang 60. That's exactly what they did. Let me get caught up on Super Chats here real quick. Whit Terry becomes a member of the channel. Can we get a membership drive going? So many people join the channel, and about 50% of that number leave the channel. So let's get a membership drive going. Hit the join button down below. There's 18,000 subscribers here. If half of you gave $1 a month, I'm living the dream. So hit that join button down below. We would greatly appreciate it. Thank you, Whit Terry, for becoming a member. Mark Wilson for 5. Thank you for the super chat. I'm tired of seeing Drinkwitz and the tan line on his face. Just a dork. That's the only way I know to describe him is dork. Dork's the perfect word.
I called him Dorkowitz all day on Twitter.
That's perfect. That's perfect. It fits him. It fits him. Like when he was sprinting down the field to call the timeout, and then like starts chuckling and kissing up to the ref on just a dork. He's a dork. Brandon Hall for 10. Thank you for super chat. Georgia beat him by 4. We beat him by 40. What's up with cutting the last TD out for the Alabama game? Bama politics. I want to see us blow them out on a pointless touchdown. It matters to me. Still real to me, damn it. Thank you, Brandon Hall, for the super chat. Appreciate it. Ron the Don for 10. So Gabe and Boogie, how you like your tiger tail cooked? I'm gonna have mine deep fried with taters on the side. I don't think I want to eat a tiger. I've got ribs in the oven right now, and it smells amazing. You want to wrap the show now, and I'll go get them out of the oven and
let's go.
I'll tell you, Mr. Drinkwitz looked pretty deep fried by the end of that game too. He looked pretty. He's going to show up in the post-game conference with that hair that looks like he's like gotten electrocuted or something again, with
Josh Heupel consoled him at midfield, though. Did you notice that?
I saw that,
man.
I
have a feeling it was, hey, man, style points. Sorry.
Yeah.
Noah Driscoll for 5. Now, that's what we call a dub. GBO, my audio kept cutting out once every minute, it seemed as well, for the not only go Longhorns. Yeah, we got a big one coming up at 7:30, something like that. So we'll be tuning in for that. Tucker White for 5. First perfect season at Neyland since 2007, just the second since 99. It's great to be a Tennessee Vol. Thank you, Tucker, for the super chat. We appreciate it. We'll keep rotating through, hitting the super chats as we go. There was a turning point in tonight's game. And, offensively, Tennessee, they had it. I just ran down the first, 5 drives, and Tennessee scored on 4 of the 5. And the one they stopped, Jalen Hyatt's wide open. They could have gone 5 for 5. The offense was fine. It was the defense. And that freaking quarterback running around making plays with his legs. But there's conveniently a turning point. Missouri cuts the game 28-24. And I'm sitting there trying to fight back battered Vol syndrome the same as you guys. And it seems like the life was sucked out of Tennessee. Like, I don't know if it's the noon kick. Snake mentioned the rain. There was something off, man. Something off. Dylan Sampson enters the game, catches a little swing pass, basic. They get right back on the ball quick, and they fake the jet sweep, and they sneak Jalen Hyatt out of the backfield, kind of an H-back type position for a touchdown. And that was the turning point, man.
Yep.
Tennessee never looked back from there. The next possession, good kick coverage. Missouri started inside their own 15. They had a 3rd and 8, and here comes that dang quarterback scrambling around again, picks up a first down, but Tennessee still forces the punt. Next drive, Dylan Sampson, 2 carries for 57 yards. You had a defensive pass interference. Fant gets the touchdown reception. Very next drive, Missouri goes 3 and out. Tennessee responds, runs it down their throat. At that point, it's 49-24. Another Missouri 3 and out, and Tennessee never looked back. Gabe, what was the difference? What's the difference between that first half and second half? You said Dylan Sampson. You tweeted something out along the lines of, seems like he is kind of the it factor in this offense. Like he opens things up for this offense. He comes in the game and Tennessee never looks back.
Yeah, I said it looks like, it almost seems like Tennessee's offense is better designed around Dylan Sampson. I don't know what it is. It's like he came in the game and all of a sudden it's like there's a separate playbook for him that just works all of a sudden. They got him in the game. All of a sudden they have no issues at all. And maybe it's just because he has the speed to get to the outside that Jalen and Jabari doesn't. But he really looked, it almost seemed like in the way that they were playing after he came in, that their offense is almost better designed for Dylan Sampson than it is for the other guys. It opened up the outside running game with him and Hendon. Hendon was able to break off a couple runs because of that, the misdirection. The misdirection with Dylan, people scared of the sweep on the inside there, allowed Jalen to just run free for that touchdown. That changed the momentum of the game. I said he was like the card up their sleeve all along because it's like he was like their emergency button. Oh man, this isn't working. get Dylan in there. And they did, and that was the turning point in the game. And I'm not saying, obviously, not necessarily saying that Dylan was the reason Tennessee won, but he added something that Missouri wasn't ready for. And I can't exactly even point to what that is, but when he came in the game, that offense hit another gear. It's like they were stuck in fifth gear, trying to get it out, and then Dylan Sampson comes in the gear. Comes in the game, they slam it into sixth gear, overdrive, and just run away. So I loved seeing him in there. He added something else that wasn't there before.
Snake.
Yo. Yeah. I mean, it's true. I mean, he's almost looks like he's running effortlessly, but he's just on rails. He just takes off. So it's pretty cool to see that. I really wasn't expecting it. And I don't think Missouri was either. But yeah, he came in and turned it around a little bit. I don't know if it was just a spark or a change, a little dynamic change, but it definitely worked.
Yeah,
you guys want me to send Big Vol? You guys want me to send Big Vol Daddy the link? Big Vol Daddy, if you want to come on, I'll send you the link. Sorry, Gabe, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say he looked Alvin Kamara-esque, did he not? Like the way you just mentioned it, Snake. It's like kind of like how Alvin Kamara would just kind of glide down the field. It wouldn't even look like he was trying to run very hard, but he was outrunning everybody out there. That's kind of what Dylan looked like out there. Just make one cut. And it's just like he's outrunning everybody, and he's making like 2 steps every 10 yards. I didn't understand.
He's so smooth and tight. He's so smooth and tight when he's running. And then it's so funny comparing him to Hooker. When Hendon's running the ball, he looks like a bobblehead. Like
Hendon runs
but he's
wild.
It's so weird. The touchdown he had, it's like that guy acted like he wanted no part of it, and Hendon's like, no, and it's like, what the heck? But yeah, hey, Gabe, what did we talk about this week? What did we talk about last week with the Georgia game? Why didn't Tennessee get Hendon Hooker more involved in the run game? Besides Dylan Sampson, Hendon Hooker led this team in rushing. He had 7 carries for 54 yards and a touchdown. Mm-hmm. This offense thrives when Hendon Hooker's running the football. It does. It takes it to the next level. And then when you add a guy like Dylan Sampson, you got to respect his speed. So that's what was so beautiful about the Jalen Hyatt touchdown. Like the fact that, again, you run the little swing pass, and it's like that's just a setup play. They knew exactly where they were going with that second play. They get back on the ball quick. Jalen Hyatt's huddled down like it's like little giants. It's like this stupid little gimmick trick play, but he's hiding, and that's what he did. And you have to respect Dylan Sampson on that jet sweep. You have to stay outside, or else he's going to burn you outside, and Jalen Hyatt just sneaks out. It's a touchdown. And Tennessee never looked back after that. I mean, Dylan Sampson enters the game, and we're off to the races. And did you notice, too, that around that same time, when Dylan, I can't remember if it was the drive before or the drive after Dylan Sampson came in, Josh Heupel was trying to fire the crowd up. He was trying to get the crowd up on their feet, and they got fired up, man. And that seemed to me like the crowd never stood out to me all night. It just seemed irrelevant all afternoon. And then at that moment, I was like, okay, they're making some noise. They're making some noise now. Josh Heupel got the crowd going.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's the thing is that's another thing that changed. Is Snake was talking about, or I think Snake initially mentioned the penalties by Missouri. Those penalties, I mean, they had a couple of defensive penalties up to that point, but offensively, Missouri imploded when Tennessee when the crowd got back into that game. When Tennessee got ahead, when they scored a couple touchdowns, I almost tweeted this, but I didn't. It's why points matter. It's why putting points and having the crowd in it matters. Because all of a sudden, you have Missouri's offense imploding. Brady Cook's trying to make plays out there that he shouldn't have to. Brady Cook stopped running the ball after that. He stopped. He had like wide open lanes a couple times, and he stopped because he felt the need. He felt the urgency to throw the ball downfield and try and make plays happen, and that's why they couldn't get anything done. So absolutely, Josh Heupel hyping up the crowd, I would go to war for that man. He is incredible, man. I mean, he knows how much of a weapon this crowd is. And when they got into it, when he got them into it, I mean, just a massive support for this team. And that's another thing that changed is the crowd was just electric after that moment. After the mistakes stopped happening, after we got it together, the crowd was electric and Missouri imploded.
I thought like in the first half, Hendon was maybe trying to force the ball downfield too much, standing in the pocket, staring guys down again.
Mhm.
Like, I mean, anybody could tell who he was going to throw the ball to, and maybe after Dylan Sampson came in and they changed it up. Maybe it took some pressure off of him, and he just started playing ball, and then we just turned it on. So I don't know.
I like the little option wrinkle when Sampson's in the game. That option.
I love the option.
How do you cover that? Like, how in the world do you cover that?
Yeah.
And, we've seen Hendon Hooker fake it and keep it. We've seen him pitch it. Dylan Sampson just adds a different dynamic to this offense.
Do you want to put – and this is the crazy thing about Milton as well. Do you want to put 5 in the box and try and keep them from throwing it deep and then get burnt on a speed option? Or do you want to put 6 or 7 in the box and then get burnt deep for a touchdown? Which
How
do you
about Milton's
want?
option? How about Milton's option when one of the big criticisms against him is that he's not physical?
Yeah.
He
Oh
was
my
looking for
God.
contact. He was like, where's somebody I can hit? Let me go hit somebody. Dude, I love Joe Milton. I've loved him since he arrived on campus. And it's just like validation seeing him go out there and ball out and drop dime. Are you kidding? 3 for 3, 105 yards and a touchdown. Like, are you kidding me? Like, I love it. I told a buddy of mine, he's an old wrestler, so everything we say is wrestling lingo.
Mm-hmm.
And he calls him Joe Daddy, and I was like, let's go call him Joe Daddy from here on out. From now on, it's Joe Daddy. It's not Joe Milton. It's Joe Daddy. And Joe Daddy went out there and dominated. Let me catch up on Super Chats. Brandon Hall becomes a member of the channel. Let's keep that drive going. If you don't have a power T beside your name, what's wrong with you? Hit that join button, 99 cents a month. That's it. That's all we're asking for. You keep the lights on around here. We would appreciate it. Joseph for 5. You think Heupel runs the score up on Missouri because Heupel is upset that Missouri didn't hire him as the head coach when they hired Drink? No, I really think it's style points. I really, truly. And I also think it's, hey, Joe Milton's in the game. Let's give him some reps. Let's let him go out there and throw the football around. I think that's what it is more than anything. Thomas for 10. Thank you for Super Chat. Wish we could have given one more carry to Sampson to get the 100. I think he hit 100, and then he had a tackle. He got tackled for a loss and went down below 100 again. Nate Pruitt for 2. Overall good game. You see Milton dropping dimes. Love to see it. Whit Terry for 5. It makes me happy seeing us whoop Mizzou the way we just did, especially after Drinkwitz's comments about the Pruitt era during the preseason. I saw Swain quote tweeted that, and he said, "It's time to pay the man for your comments." Yeah, I agree with you, Whit Terry. The Real Hank for 5. Since I could never figure out how to rejoin, I want to jump in here, Boogie, give you a little 5-piece nugget. GBO until we meet again. Georgia soon. I hope so. That's what I want. I want a rematch, man. The kid, the country star for 5. Thank you, Elijah. It wasn't Vols by 50, but I'll take a Vols by 40. What do you want, a new shirt, Elijah? You want me to create a new shirt? Charles for $20. That ain't cheap. My niece, a freshman, first game today. Brooke O, GBO. Awesome, man. Congratulations to her taking in her first game. Hopefully she is a Vol for life and will never be the same again. Thank you for the $20, Charles. Very generous. We appreciate it. Rod for 5. Sampson ran a 10.400 meters in high school. Love the score late in the game. Aggressive in pass. We would have never done that. I love it. I'm not mad at it either. I like it. Hey, it's up to you. If you don't like it, guess what? Stop it.
And how about the announcers, dude? Such garbage from that color analyst, that coach, I can't remember his name. He needs to quit.
It's because you're young, Gabe. It's because you're young, Gabe.
No.
No, because he's so young. He's like he was tweeting about it. I'm like, oh God, he doesn't even know who he was as a coach.
Yeah, no, I don't remember him as a coach. I know him as an announcer now, but
you weren't
he's
born
terrible.
yet.
Yeah, he's terrible.
I'll take him over the primetime guys.
I don't.
It was pretty bad,
here's
though.
the thing.
It was pretty
I'd
bad.
rather not know anything than deal with
Gary
other jumps.
Yeah, they're all bad, but the all the comments at the end, like trying to paint Tennessee as just this terrible thing for running up the score with their backups, with their twos in, trying to score a touchdown with their twos in. It's not like they're trying to pad Hendon Hooker's stats. They have all of their twos in, and they're just trying to let them play football. He even acknowledged that, and then continued to call out Tennessee. I don't know what I mean. I can't even. It's like Joe Buck, the old Joe Buck quote. That is a disgusting act by blank. That's the equivalent of what that was, and I was so annoyed with that. I mean, my God.
Still better than Gary.
He really
Yeah.
is. God,
I
thank
have to
goodness
agree,
that Vern
man.
Lundquist is retired. Holy crap.
Gary would have like left the booth, walked down there on the field, and like stood at midfield to protest.
Gary's still talking about how good Alabama is, so and Florida,
my God.
right? So.
Well, hey, he gets to watch
Careful,
his
Gabe.
favorite
You're not
team.
old enough to drink that.
This is a cola in a glass bottle.
Oh, okay. God.
Yeah,
Thought we were
so-
contributing to minors.
guys, I
thought it was those rules.
never drink alcohol. Okay, I would never drink alcohol under the legal age. All right, I would never.
Good.
Anyway, but yeah, Gary gets to watch his favorite team play today.
That's right.
So.
That's right.
Let's talk about Hendon Hooker. Senior day, special day. We've talked all week about what seniors stick out to us. Obviously, Hendon Hooker's a special kid. We're talking about Heisman Trophy campaign. Going into the season, it's so comical that we said, Tennessee's got to win 10 games. Like, we shouldn't even be talking about this. If they can't win 10 games, it doesn't matter. Now they're staring 11 wins in the face, and it's like, okay, how many hundreds of touchdowns does he need to throw to have a shot at the Heisman Trophy? But today, 25 of 36, 355 yards and 3 touchdowns. Also added 54 yards on the ground and a touchdown. He was off early. He missed some throws. Didn't help him that Jalen Hyatt uncharacteristically dropped some passes that hit him right in the breadbasket too. Snake, what do you think about Heisman Trophy campaign for Hendon Hooker? I think there's no doubt he's going to go to New York. He's going to be a finalist.
I think he'll make the trip. I have no expectations that he'll come home with it, really. I mean, I don't see it happening. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I've seen him stand there, stare down receivers, and throw the ball over people's heads. He's definitely got the numbers. He's for us, it's going to pull at our heartstrings, right? We think he's the best in the world, but I think he can make the trip. I just don't know how good of a shot he really has at it.
I think he has a pretty good shot. I mean, I know that Drake May is kind of sneaking up, Bo Nix is sneaking up, but Drake May's numbers are unbelievable, by the way. And he does a great job, but it's North Carolina. Okay,
Right.
It's North Carolina. It isn't. It isn't Ohio State or Tennessee, and even Ohio State. I mean, they played Indiana today, and Indiana is not very good. I know Missouri isn't very good either, but I mean, Hendon Hooker had an insane day today. You have to look at his performance today and go, wow, that was incredible. I just don't know if – I know there's been talk about Blake Corum, Michigan running back.
Yeah.
It would take – I know a lot of people like him, but he's had he's had a remarkable season for a running back, but not a Heisman running back campaign, in my opinion.
They better beat Ohio State for him to even be in consideration.
Yeah, exactly.
The winner of that game is going to be the front runner in my mind because it's the
You think
media.
so?
That's just the way it is.
Which is
Hendon
embarrassing
gonna
because they don't play anybody.
That's the way it's always been. Whoever won the Rose Bowl won the national championship. So since we have a playoff, that stuff's over. I don't know what you can do for Heisman though.
Yeah, Hendon is going to be in New York. I personally, I mean, my God, if he gets stiffed from getting the Heisman, this Tennessee fan base, whoever the voters are going to have to hire security legitimately.
I think we expect it though. I really do.
Yeah.
Like after Peyton didn't win it, I don't think we ever expect anybody to win it. You know what is everybody? Anytime you bring up the Heisman, they bring up Johnny Majors and they bring up Peyton Manning. And if those two didn't win it, and how embarrassing is it that we take it for granted? It's like Hendon Hooker threw for 350 and 3 touchdowns. It's like, I mean, that's a decent day for Hendon Hooker, but that's not. You know what I mean? Like, how stupid is that? Like, we're not that far removed from Jarrett Garantano throwing for 112 yards. Like we're not that far removed from that. We're a long way removed from Tyler Bray throwing for like 480 and the defense not stopping anybody.
Yep.
And
But
FYI,
my gosh.
for anyone that watched the morning show yesterday, Hendon Hooker did not play like Jarrett Garantano today. Hendon Hooker played like Hendon Hooker, and he looked like himself for most of the game. And he had what I think is probably, I don't want to say his best game because I think the Florida game was really good, but as far as just kind of a little bit of, especially once he started running, he looked dominant. When he started running, he was the big guy on the field. He was the guy that you look at if you're on the defense and you're like, God, how am I playing against this player right now? He's just so good. That's what he was when he started running. That's why I say when that started happening and they got into a rhythm, he looked like the best quarterback in the nation. He looked like the best player in the country.
Yeah, I think they had to settle in a little bit. After last week, settle in, stop trying to force it, just play the ball, play the schemes, play the ball, and once they did, it was game over, right?
It was from that very moment. Let me see. Pull up the picture here of the Hennon leading the band here in a sec.
Oh wow, he's gonna do it like a true professional on his
Yeah,
computer.
I'm gonna find it instead
phone.
of
That's amazing.
Everybody gets after it. Well,
I love a good professional. While Gabe does that, let's go ahead and do a little plugs and chills. We got 467 people watching live right now. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Make sure you do smash the thumbs up, share it out, share the link, hit share. You can put it on Twitter, Facebook, call up your uncle. I don't care. Let somebody know we're live. We would appreciate it. Also, go check out the official merchandise of the Talkin VAWLS Network. You can go to bonfire.com/store/Talkin VAWLS. Not too late to pick up that Alabama-Tennessee scoreboard shirt. You can check that out. Vols by Fitty. All the old favorites are there. We'd appreciate it. Again, bonfire.com/store/Talkin VAWLS. The link is in the description as well. We appreciate the way you guys support this channel. You can become a member. Hit that join button down below. As little as 99 cents a month, or you can give a little bit more, up to $10 a month. You can also get access to fan call-in shows, custom Talkin VAWLS emojis, all kinds of fun stuff. We would appreciate that support as well. Let me jam through some super chats here real quick. I'm starring. Man, I love that I can star these. What a life-changing event when I realized you could do that. Snake, did you know you could star super chats? Did you know that?
On what system? I did not.
Because you're not on StreamYard. Never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind. I was thinking you were on StreamYard, but you're not. Let's see. Joseph for 2. Joe Milton had 4 less passing yards than Levis. That's amazing. I love it. First-round draft pick Will Levis suffered a loss today. I tweeted out, I said, man, imagine being the Kentucky social media guy and you got to tweet out a loss to Vanderbilt. It's like, this is embarrassing. Feel like our little kids are beating each other up, Snake.
Vandy started 3-0.
They were going to win a national championship, from what I heard. Like, people were talking about how great they were.
Vandy was 3-0. Kentucky top 10.
Embarrassing. Logan Brooks for 2. Our job to score, their job to stop it. That's my mindset. If you don't like us running the score up, just stop it. Rick Cardwell drops a super sticker for $2. Appreciate that. VFL Willie for 2. Tyler Barron had a nice day. He did. Had some tackles for loss, had a sack. Tyler Barron made some plays today. John Anthony Warren for 5. How's this for a stat? Milton's 3 completions accounted for 30% of Hooker's passing yards. Scary what this offense will put up next year if Milton returns. If? What do you mean if, John? Joe Milton's coming back, and he is on a mission. It is his – like, the fact that he's stuck around after Hendon Hooker won the job tells you all you need to know. He knows he's going to have an opportunity to go earn millions of dollars next year if he comes out and does what he can do in this offense. But thank you for the super chat. Stevie J for $50. That ain't cheap. We got to play the clip.
Money isn't everything. It's the only thing. And everyone has a price for the $1 Million Man.
Stevie J for 50. That ain't cheap. Go Vols. I feel a lot better about Milton after today. I feel like Gabe, I feel like you're trying to come in and steal my Joe Milton thunder. I feel like you're trying to come in, slide in the back door and be like, oh, Joe Milton wins the Heisman. You didn't take the punishment that I took. I took a lot of punishment for my love of Joe Milton. You did.
I was with you, man. I was with you.
You may have loved Joe Milton, but I think I was the quickest to the extreme of Joe Milton.
Did take
not just I like Joe Milton, he's going to be good. Joe Milton is going to win the Heisman in 2023. So
it'll be your luck that he will, and everybody will be like, oh, Gabe said Kentucky wasn't going to score 10. Gabe said Joe Milton was going to win the Heisman. And here I am freaking taking all the abuse. Thank you, Stevie J, for the super chat. We appreciate it, buddy. Bill Kell for 2. Milton to White could be one of the best combos. Oh, that's the future right there. That is the future. Danny Fowler for 2. How's that for Style Points College Football Playoff Committee? I hope they just don't fall asleep in the first half and they stick around and watch the entire game. For Style Points.
Needed some style points last week too, though.
But look, Look, we're not talking about Georgia.
No more Georgia. Hey, the only way we're
almost
talking about
suckered me in.
Georgia, the only way we're talking about Georgia is about our rematch with them. Here
Wait,
in about a.
we can talk about this. If you want to talk about Georgia, we can talk about this. I don't believe there are good people that pull for Georgia. I think they're all terrible, ugly, disgusting human beings. I think it's just that no, there are no good Georgia fans, Eric. There are none. We can play that clip. Here's look at this. Look at Gabe doing the Lord's work, doing a little professionalism around here.
There's
We
actually a
appreciate
video that I found. So
Play
make sure
it.
All right, we go.
See if we get demonetized. Oh, we're totally getting demonetized.
Is that really?
Cut it off. Cut it off.
I'm gonna play the whole thing. We get the gist. We don't want to actually get demonetized. So
That's cool. Bring a tear to your eye, man.
oh god, I can't believe it, man. It's sad to see these guys, heading out, but they still got a lot to accomplish. They know that
Look
as well, but I
Look at what
can't
they've already
imagine.
accomplished. Look at what
Yeah,
they've already
exactly.
done for us, for the whole fan base.
That's what's
Amazing.
Snake. Yeah, like expand on that, because today, I've had the conversation multiple times this week where it feels like the fan base is down. Like we got 454 people watching, right? Leading into the Georgia game, me and Gabe had 600 plus people watching a morning show.
Yeah.
And it's like, it feels like because Tennessee lost to Georgia, like this fan base, and look, anybody that's in this chat right now, I'm not talking to you, but there is a select few people in this fan base that it's like, oh, we lost to Georgia, season's over. Like, how special is this season for year two?
It's amazing. It is. I mean, what is this? This will end up being the best season since when? What do you
Probably
think?
98, right?
That's what I'm thinking. I mean,
It has to be.
it's amazing. And nobody saw. Well, maybe some people. Maybe
Nobody.
coming.
Nobody really. Nobody.
No,
You always have those
anybody
people that say, "Oh, Tennessee's going to win 12 games this year." No,
Yeah.
you say
No.
that every year.
I can go down the hallway at work now and say "Go Vols," and a couple of people say "Go Vols." I mean, I don't know. It gives me chills just thinking about it. So, yeah, what they've done for this, this program, what Heupel's done, what Danny White's done, what Hendon Hooker's done, what every one of these players have done, give them credit. It's amazing. Enjoy the ride. I mean, I don't know.
I want to bring up a number real quick. That number is 724. That's a big number. 724. I mean, that's closer to like 1,000 than what a lot of teams would normally probably put up. That's the number of yards Tennessee's offense accounted for today.
Why does my
724.
stat line say 729, Gabe? Where are you getting your information?
Well,
Way
I'm
off.
getting it from the Vol Football Twitter account.
Way off. I got
Way
724. I got 724.
So-
What I'm looking at right now says 729.
Either
Let's
way,
argue about it.
Either way, single game record. But the last record was Troy back in the Tyler Bray days. We just put up 724 yards
On the 13th ranked defense in the country.
on the 13th ranked defense in the country. Another one of the defense that people were saying,
how did they get ranked that high?
fourth in the SEC. People saying, "Oh, well, Missouri's defense is underrated. They're you're gonna give you trouble." 66 points, 724 yards. That's all. You settle it on the football field. You settle it on the football field, and Tennessee proved that today. They showed it. They proved it. They settled it. Showed how good Missouri's defense really is.
It makes me happy when we come on here and talk and we disagree with the media and the narrative. And we said Tennessee was going to light up Missouri's defense. And the media is selling the story of, Tennessee's probably going to score like 30, 35 points. No, I said they're going to hang 60. How many did they put up today? How many points did they score today? 66 points. Stop listening to the media and come listen to the psychopaths that have their finger on the pulse. Come to the Talkin VAWLS Network where we keep it real. We keep it real. We don't feed you the agenda, the ongoing narrative of this stupid Missouri defense. Like, no, No, the only thing that caught me by surprise today from Missouri was Brady Cook's ability to run the football. That
was a game
caught
changer.
it. Yes, it caught me by surprise. And
Absolutely.
as that first half was playing out, like Tennessee's defense wasn't that bad against the run. It was just Brady Cook scrambling. I mean, he had over 100 yards. Like their running backs, 10 carries for 25 yards, 3 carries for 21, 3 for 14. Like they did nothing. They did nothing offensively. And Brady Cook made some nice throws. He had that out route. What was it, like a 40-yard touchdown pass he had? That was a beautiful throw. But it was all about the quarterback scramble. Like I was shocked by that. That caught me by surprise. Otherwise, nothing really surprised me today. Tennessee went out, took care of business. I said the number 60 all week long. They go out and hang 66. Right where I expected them to be. And look, they got South Carolina coming up next week, Vanderbilt the week after that. They're going to boat race those two teams too. It's 11-1. 11-1, boys. Enjoy it. Enjoy the next 2 weeks. Stop being scared. Stop going fishing with your buddies. Stop going to weddings. Tell people no. And come hang out and watch Tennessee football and enjoy the ride. Enjoy 11-1. Like, enjoy it. Don't take it for granted. Right, Snake? Don't take it for granted. Like, for real.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. I mean, like, my son has never seen this before. Both of my sons, they've never seen this before. And it just enjoy it. And I mean, it might not ever happen again. Who knows? I mean, I think we're going to go undefeated next year, obviously, for sure. But you got to sit back and say, yeah, look at this. Yeah. I mean, we're going 12-0 next year, easy. But
so what? Like, how did your kids? How did your boys approach this week? Were they excited, or were they kind of like down because Tennessee lost to Georgia?
No,
like, how quickly do they get spoiled?
No. I think they're like, well, we got beat, but we're still awesome. So I think they're okay. I think that, well, like you're saying, at least most of the fan base is like, we're here, man. No turning back now. So,
Man, I just love seeing all the stuff. I love looking at. I avoided a lot of things after last Saturday because I just didn't want to hear about it. I just wanted to block it all out. Just wanted to move forward. But after a win like this, I love looking at Twitter and social media, just looking at all the reactions, looking at all the things. Another thing I want to, this was something that I don't think is getting enough attention just because of the big picture of what this season is. I mean, it's gotten a little bit of attention, but I want to bring more attention to it. Is Tennessee did not lose a game at home this year.
Mm-hmm.
Tennessee
For
has
the first
not
time
lost
since
a
what?
game-
07?
07, which
Yep.
was also the last time we went to the SEC championship. But there's something else that coincides with that. Something that has been brought to our attention, and you don't have to be superstitious to think this might have something to do with it, but the VOLS letters got put back on the stadium this offseason.
The curse is over.
Since they got put up in Neyland, Tennessee hasn't lost a game in Neyland. I'm just saying that's just, and somebody mentioned that somebody tagged me and Boogie in that. And, on a real note, I sort of mentioned like the VOLS letters actually do kind of represent the care that this administration has for this fan base. The attention they pay to this fan base and the respect they have, and their mindset about where they want Tennessee football to be and where they want it to go. Them putting Danny White putting the VOLS back on the stadium was a huge deal traditionally for people who had watched Tennessee football for many years and people who hadn't watched Tennessee football for many years, because it's a staple. And that's what this administration is bringing back to the table. They're bringing back the staples of Tennessee football. They're making it the way it used to be, and even revolutionizing that, taking it a step further into today's modern college football world with NIL and et cetera. The VOLS letters, in a lot of ways, I'm just going to call them the letters because I can't say VOLS fast.
I was hoping you'd say it one more time.
VOLS, those letters
Awesome.
are a bigger example, a bigger kind of analogy for what this administration is doing for this program, for this team, for the fans. It's incredible to see, and I couldn't be happier for us as a fan base, for the administration, the team, the coaching staff. I just couldn't be happier for him. So
I think having the VOLS Go Vols Go letters up on the stadium is great for tradition. But I think that they're moving it forward, man. I think they're paying they're paying tribute to the past, right? But we are moving forward. This program is into the future, and so just dark mode and bringing the Smoky Grays out again I don't know. Sky's the limit, man.
Andy Key saying when they removed the letters, wasn't it right after the national championship game? Wasn't it 99 when they took them down?
I don't know.
I swear, I'm pretty sure it was 99. I swear, I think it's when it was.
Do some Googling real quick.
Yeah, let Gabe do some Googling. Ron the Don for $10. That ain't cheap. Thank you for super chat. The Tennessee fans deserve all the success we have been in waiting for so long, and it's high time we are winning the right way. Offense and coaching, we got it. That's why Ron the Don, it frustrates me to see this fan base kind of disappear. Like, it frustrates me. Like, and somebody got mad at me for saying that I can tell by YouTube views and number of people in the chat and number of people in the post-game show. I can tell the pulse of the fan base. We got 450 people watching live right now. We had over 1,000 when Jeremy Pruitt got fired. That was rock bottom. That was the worst of the worst. And now here we are staring 11-1 in the face, and we got 436 people watching right now. People need to come along for the ride and enjoy it, man, because like Snake said, there's no promise of tomorrow. Next year, this may be it. Enjoy the ride. That's been my motto all year. Enjoy the ride. Josh for $5. Thank you for super chat. Hey, diddle diddle. The cat played the fiddle. Milton's throw went over the moon.
I think it was in outer space, man.
It went over the moon, but it dropped right in the bread basket. That's
perfect.
the difference. That's the difference. Danny Fowler for 10 with a lady who left her 11 kids at Dudley Field. Please come pick them up. Beating Kentucky 24-21. Danny, are you a wrestling fan? That's a wrestling line right there, buddy. Thank you for the super chat. We appreciate it. Riggs for $5. That game by Hooker and the pass by Milton. My God, go Vols. Love it. Thank you, Riggs. We appreciate the super chat. I think I'm caught. I'm caught up. Caught up on super chats.
So Boogie, it could be worse, man. Did you see the stands at Kentucky? I mean, they're still ranked, right? They were still a ranked team.
They were 25th. They were 25th.
You look at did you see the stadium? You probably didn't see it.
I actually was watching the last couple minutes of that ball game. Yeah.
It looked like Vandy Stadium. I mean, it was empty.
Yeah, you just saw metal bleachers. I mean, it's like the COVID year.
One of the best years they've had for a long time too. So,
it says something about your back quarterback when social accounts like SEC on are post of
it's not me.
Did I just freeze big time?
Yeah, we got to get you some internet down there in Texas.
Okay,
you're good.
I have great internet for what. For
it
some
sounds
reason.
like it.
I'll
sounds
get on
like
here. Listen, I have great internet. It'll take it'll take 30 minutes out of once a week and just tank. And it sometimes it ends up being this stream that it happens on. Yep. So I'm streaming a game downstairs too.
Yep.
But
we agree with whatever you said, man.
Yeah.
I just said I was basically just saying Joe Milton's good. Okay. That throw he made to Squirrel was unbelievable. I was just saying it says something about your backup quarterback when it's SEC on CBS are posting the throw he made, on their accounts because it's just such a huge highlight.
That ball was wet when it came down out of the clouds. That's why Squirrel had it was amazing.
Oh my God.
Wait a second. How many touchdown passes does Joe Milton have? He's got 4. He's got 4.
Okay.
He's getting close to having more touchdown passes than the Missouri quarterback has. So he continues to play some mop-up duty over the next couple of weeks. He may be able to.
Wait about 3 minutes for the season.
Yeah, he may be able to do it. I love it. X Factor's in the chat. What's up, Xavier, for the $5? Thank you for the super chat. What's going on, boys? How about them Vols? Took care of business as usual. Got plenty of pics and videos to post later from Neyland.
Sick.
GBO. Xavier's going to be jumping on here tomorrow immediately after the Tennessee-Colorado game. We're going to do a post-game show for the basketball game. We're going to go live immediately after the game. And look, I'm going to work overtime. We're going to do the post-game show for basketball. I'm going to take a break, and then I'm going to regroup and come back, and we're going to play some NCAA. Why not? Why not? If we can go live around 4 o'clock after the basketball game, we'll go live and play some NCAA tomorrow night as well. Danny Fowler for 5. This is our house. Nobody but nobody kicks us around in our house. GBO, undefeated at home. Love to see it. Riggs for another 5. SDS, people crying that we ran up the score. I love the fact that Coach Josh Heupel let them finish off the pass with a TD. I love it too. If you don't like it, stop it. If you can't, tough luck. Get over it, dork. Okay, let's we'll go another 10 minutes or so. It was Senior Day in Neyland Stadium. Some notable seniors that did not go through Senior Day, did not participate. Roman Harrison, Aaron Beasley did not participate. Jalen McCullough did not participate in Senior Day. Joe Milton, obviously, he's going to be coming back. Ramel Keaton, that's a guy that Gabe talked about in the tailgate show. Jeremiah Crawford did not participate. And Juwan Mitchell. Juwan Mitchell has an opportunity to come back for a big year next year. Big year. And when you read off those names, that's some senior leadership coming back to this football team next season. Jacob Warren did go through. I wonder if Jacob Warren comes back, man. I just don't see – I think it's a conversation of, are you done with football? Like, I don't think it's I'm going to go to the NFL and make a bunch of money, but is he just done with football and ready to move on with life? But look at those guys that will be COVID seniors: Roman Harrison, Aaron Beasley, and Juwan Mitchell as your 2 starting linebackers. Like, that was something I said earlier today. Your 2 deep was all seniors at linebacker. And now you have the opportunity to bring 2 of those guys back with Aaron Beasley and Juwan Mitchell. They could be really good at linebacker next year.
Yeah,
but interesting names worth mentioning there.
Beasley has balled out all year. I mean,
he has.
He came out of nowhere for me. I don't know if you guys expected this. I didn't expect it. But
not really. I mean, he's had some really strong games. There was that one play there where it was like a short, like 3rd and short or something, or 2nd and short, and he has freaking just launched in there for the stop. I mean, he is aggressive and crazy when it comes to filling those gaps like that. So.
He's played so good that it was, Juwan Mitchell was out hurt those first couple of weeks, and it was like, you're not going to get a chance to play because Aaron Beasley's playing such good football. But you talk about depth. That's what depth is, right? Having the opportunity to rotate guys, give different guys playing time, and that's what we're seeing at linebacker. That's what we're seeing with the defensive line. That's what makes a good football team.
Yep. They've done a good job. I think the coaching staff has done an amazing job. I didn't expect much out of this front, defensive line, and they've really stepped up and played pretty well for the season.
Yeah, I don't know that this whole team is just so impressive. I mean, seniors, underclassmen. I mean, on that defensive line, you got guys that are, freshmen, sophomores coming in. James Pierce got a sack. That was awesome to see. He's going to be crazy. Jordan Thomas laid another freaking smack on in kickoff coverage. He's going to be a special player. Danico Slaughter seemed to play pretty well at corner again. I mean, he's going to be how is he a junior? He's a junior, right?
Yeah.
So he's got 1 or 2 years of eligibility. I believe he would still have a COVID year.
Turnage too, man. He should have had a pick, man.
He
what a break on the ball. Gosh, he made a break. Yeah. I was like, oh my gosh, that's an easy completion. He comes out of nowhere.
He looked like he was wide open, didn't he? Under coverage, he was wide open. I was like, what? And then comes out of nowhere.
Yeah, but you can't say enough about these guys. They've, I know today at first really they were not looking like themselves, early on in this football game, but they rebounded. I mean, after a certain point, they didn't let them hardly even get a first down, much less in the end zone. So good rebounding by Jalen McCullough. Took probably the worst angle I've nearly ever seen on that one touchdown from Missouri. Awful. Ended up wiping out Brandon Turnage in the meantime, and but he rebounded. He's important back there when it comes to getting guys lined up. He's a great communicator, a big leader back there on that defense. So to be able to rebound and do what they did in the second half is really impressive, and you got to give these guys credit for that. I mean, again, I early in that third quarter, I was like, how am I going to get on here and be positive about anything? But now it's really hard for me to be negative about anything, because if you rebound from a mistake like that, if you rebound from some bad play like that in the first half and you win that game, again, whatever anybody says about, oh, well, this ain't going to work against this team, it doesn't necessarily, that's not really a valid argument when you're playing a team that day. What matters is winning that day, doing what you have to do that day. And that's what they did in the second half to help rebound their mistakes and pull away and make that game not even close.
Let me jam through some more super chats real quick. John Hill for 10. Thank you, John. Says, let's go Big Orange. John, you didn't take the time to insult Georgia fans? I'm disappointed in you, but I appreciate the super chat. I'll say it for you. Georgia fans are idiots. Thank you, John. We appreciate it. Drew Brown for 10. Joe Milton had more total yards than the first-round pick, Will Levis. He also puts mayonnaise in his coffee, so he's a weird dude. But Joe Milton's the 2023 Heisman Trophy winner, Will Levis.
Oh,
yeah.
I like mayonnaise on my French fries, man.
Ruined my day.
I like mayonnaise on my French fries. That's what I'm talking about. Steve,
I don't like mayonnaise, period.
Steve Pope becomes a member of the channel. Thank you, Steve. Hey, let's get that membership drive going, bros. Where you at? Hit that join button down below. It's 99 cents. Do you like what we do or not? Do you like what we do? If you do, hit that join button down below. $1. $1.
That's really
there
cheap
is
for
strength
custom
in
emojis.
Gosh, I keep trying to sell it, man. We hit 18,000 subscribers. 18,000. The goal's 20,000 by the end of the year. We'll have to push for that. We'll see if we can hit that goal or not. But 18,000 people, if half of you guys became members, it would be huge. Hit the join button down below. We would greatly appreciate it. Thank you, Steve, for becoming a member. We appreciate it. Riggs for 2. What a game for Sampson. Do you guys just start Sampson? Snake, do you start Sampson moving forward? Nope. You don't?
I don't. I stick with Jabari. Yep.
How much of it do you think is, we're into the third quarter and their defense is wearing down? You put Sampson in there and kind of ramps things up, man.
Yeah, I think it was scheme. But he's still, who knows how much of a liability is for blocking and all that stuff. I don't know. He's a freshman, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so I don't. I stick with Small, as long as we can. And bring him in. We got a three-headed monster back there at this point, so that's awesome. But I wouldn't just throw him and start him. I don't think he's Jamal Lewis or anything.
What the numbers ended up? The numbers ended up Dylan Sampson.
Jamal Lewis is?
Yeah, no, I do actually. I do.
God, he probably doesn't because he saw like a history video at school or something. Dylan Sampson had 100 yards on 8 carries. Hooker had 7 carries for 54 yards. Jabari Small, 9 carries for 54 yards. So Jabari Small averaged 6 yards a carry. Yeah. Dylan Sampson, 12.4 yards a carry. Jalen Wright, 4.6 yards a carry and had 2 touchdowns. So it is a three-headed monster, Gabe.
Well, and that's the thing is I don't think it's as simple as you start Dylan, but he needs more reps.
More touches.
Needs more reps. Yeah, if you have 3 excellent running backs, all that bring something different into the game, why are you not using 3 excellent? And here's the thing. We talked about that earlier in the season, and then Dylan came in for the LSU game and let Hendon get destroyed off of a missed pass block. I understand that. And I obviously don't see the practices. I don't know how his improvement on that has gone, how well he's done on that front. And I think that's probably the main reason why he wouldn't be starting today is because of that pass protection. But if he can continue to improve, you bring him in for situational football. Kind of like they did today. Why would you not do that? Is my question. Why would you not do that?
Keep in mind when we bring a running back in, our goal is to not sub them till we score. Right.
So to keep them in for the whole drive.
Yeah. So you're in for a whole drive, if you don't want to go, you don't want to have a turnover on downs because we lose, some yardage on a sack and a missed block or something. So I understand what I think I understand. Of course, no, I know what they think. No, I think I understand what they're saying. But there's, to my mind, there's no reason to just start him in the game and him be the number one.
He's just so good. He's just so dynamic, so fast.
Get him in the game for sure. Yeah,
absolutely. I don't know. Again, I don't know why you wouldn't. So
yeah. Let's see here. Reginald Drew becomes a member of the channel. Thank you, Reginald. We appreciate that. Let's keep that membership drive going. John Hill for 10. I still hate Georgia. I knew I could count on you, John. I knew I could count on you. I hate them too, buddy. And just because you paid $10, here's this. I don't believe there are good people that pull for Georgia. I think they're all terrible, ugly, disgusting human beings. I think it's just that no, there are no good Georgia fans, Eric. There are none. I love that clip. Because Eric was so uncomfortable because it was a Georgia fan in his chat.
I'm uncomfortable you playing it right now.
How about the hat though? That hat, it's a '98 national championship hat. It's
that
like so old and disgusting. I got yelled at for wearing an App State hat on the morning stream, so I was like, I got to do something. So I broke out the '98 national championship hat.
That thing's legit, man.
It's been through the ringer
every time. Every time. Every week you got to wear it at least once.
Well, they're 0-1 when I wear it on air, so you probably shouldn't break that back out.
Good call. Good
call. Seth Justice for 2. Thank you, Seth, for the super chat. Nice style points, 66 of them. Now go Horns. Yeah, we're all going to be tuning in here in just a few hours. Hopefully Texas takes care of business. Josh for 2. Thoughts on who wins Georgia versus UT playoffs, neutral field. We were talking about this in the pregame show. That's what I want. I want Ohio State in round 1, and I want Georgia in the national championship. What do you think, Snake?
Ooh, you're asking for a lot out of a up and coming program, but
what else? Who else do you want? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're in the playoff. You're going to be playing good football teams.
I want Georgia first. I want to.
No. I want that. That's the
take care
story.
of business first. Get them out of there. You want it to be in the Natty? 2 SEC teams, I guess, for the championship.
There's no way that committee makes that a first round game.
No.
That'll be.
I mean, we're setting at 4 probably. So,
unless the committee just doesn't want another SEC on SEC Natty, which is entirely possible. They hear a bunch of crap from.
What's going to happen if that's what's going to happen?
So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I just want a rematch Georgia. Period. I don't know about who wins that game at the moment. I mean, we still got a couple games to play, but I think that I don't know. I think it's definitely. I think the game in Athens would have been closer if Tennessee just played their ball. Tennessee just played their football. They didn't implode. It would have been a much better game. But they're just more fun to watch than what that was. But on a neutral field. If you can just watch these two teams play their football, I mean, Georgia has the talent edge. Everybody knows that. Tennessee is just so electric, and if they get ahead, it's so hard to get back in front of them. Even as talented as Georgia is and as good as their offense is, I don't know if it can quite go punch for punch. On a neutral field. And again, we say this after Tennessee lost to Georgia just a week ago, but again, I don't really know. Because that game didn't really tell us a whole awful lot last week. So, on a neutral field, we'll see, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, probably.
And what does that game look like if Hendon Hooker drops him in the breadbasket for the 2 to 3 times that he had guys wide open? And look, you get X number of shots, right? X number of shots where guys are running free. And those aren't easy throws. It's not like it's a simple pitch and catch. No, you got to drop it in the breadbasket. But what happens if he does? And Tennessee goes and scores there. It could be a different game. What happens if the 50-50 ball to Tillman, he got manhandled and it was an interception? What happens if he goes and catches that and Tennessee cuts the score to a 1-score game going into the locker room at halftime? That's why you play the game, though. That's why you play the game. Yep. But I'm excited. I want a rematch. I want a piece of Georgia's ass. I've said it multiple times. I want a piece of Georgia's ass, and I want a piece of Ohio State because I hate Ohio State. I hate their fans. Yeah. They're stupid. They're just as bad as Georgia. Good Lord, they're awful. They are the worst fan base.
They've been given so much over so many years just because they're in the Big Ten. Like,
what if they were in the SEC, Snake? How many games would they win if they had to play the
SEC? I mean. You're right. I mean, they're just given a lot up there, and they have had some good teams. That they did win one national championship, right, in the playoff era. But everything else has been given to them. I don't know. So
yeah, but it's way easier to win 1 or 2 games versus going through the grind of the SEC, and that's what only SEC fans realize. Like, Big Ten fans are like, "Oh, what are you talking about?"
But they count Penn State as a big game. They'll count. They'll count. I mean, that's what they do. They'll count. They'll. The media builds
Purdue.
up,
That's Purdue and.
Yeah, they build up all those teams up there and act like they're big, huge games when
they would all go 6-6 in the SEC.
Yeah, I mean, like Iowa wins, and and they're like, I mean, it's just what it is.
Let me hit a couple more super chats here. Riggs for another 2 says, mangy dog fans, shaking my head. Yeah, they're trash. Michael Davis for 5. Wow, did Vandy really win at Kentucky? My stepmom is super mad, I bet. Huge Kentucky fan. I think it's hilarious. Our little kids are fighting each other, and we just sit back and watch and enjoy the ride. It's an absolute blast. Absolute blast to watch. Hey, let's what? Go ahead, Gabe.
I was just going to note real quick that people were saying that Vandy beating Kentucky hurts our strength of schedule. It doesn't hurt our strength of schedule because we pounded Kentucky into the freaking ground.
You play both of them.
We played Kentucky. Matter. We played Kentucky just like the way. I mean, just the way we should have played Kentucky. We beat them into the ground. It's just as strong of a win. It doesn't really. Kentucky was barely ranked anyway. So
especially the way LSU's playing. I mean, the way LSU's playing helps us a lot more than.
Yeah, you got to win over Alabama and LSU, two top 10 teams basically.
Yeah.
Tennessee's resume speaks for itself.
And Pitt.
Stop, Snake.
Pitt was top. What were they? They were 18th or something.
Yeah, they were top. They were top 20. They were top 20. Thomas for 10. Thank you for super chat. OSU fans think they're the best, but they face Plant every year in the playoffs. What do you have to see? Yeah, exactly. If they were in the SEC, you're talking about 6 and 6. Ohio State would lose a couple of games in SEC schedule, though. Here's another $10 super chat from Roger. Thank you for that. We appreciate it. TCU loses today. Michigan loses next week. Tennessee goes to the playoff as the 3rd seed. That's where I'm at. That is exactly what I think happens. I think TCU loses today, and then Michigan loses. Tennessee's going to be the 3rd seed. They're going to play Ohio State in the first round, and if they get by Ohio State, they'll get a rematch with Georgia. Hey, we got to wrap this thing up. We're over an hour into this thing. Schedule for the week. Tomorrow, again, just a reminder, we'll be doing I'll drop the day after video early in the morning, so tune in for that. And then we'll do a basketball post-game show right after Tennessee, Colorado. We'll take a break, come back, play some NCAA tomorrow night as well. And then Tuesday night, 9 o'clock, will be the fan call-in show. Wednesday night at 7. And then just business as usual. We'll probably do a tailgate show next week. It's a 7 o'clock kick against South Carolina. We'll do a tailgate show, post-game show, all that stuff. But thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate the support. Smash the thumbs up on the way out the door. Go check out the merch. All the links are in the description. We would appreciate the support. Hit that join button. Become a member of this channel. And pay the light bill in the Talkin VAWLS studio. We would appreciate it. But that's going to do it. Go check out Snake tomorrow. What time do you guys go live tomorrow, Snake? Over at
9 p.m. Eastern. 9 p.m. Eastern. We're doing our very first dedicated show to our own subscription box of sports cards. So check it out.
Wow, what a big deal. Go subscribe to COG Sports Cards. Even if you don't like sports cards, even if you hate Snake, show him some love because, look, hey, you can play the numbers game. If you guys go subscribe to Snake, even if you don't watch the videos, it helps the analytics. So go over to COG Sports Cards, give them a sub. And I know Snake would appreciate it. And go check out what they do every single Sunday night. Videos every single day throughout the week. Go check it out. But we're going to wrap this thing up. For Snake, for Princeton Fans #1 fan, I just saw that. My name is Boogie Bentley. This is the Talkin VAWLS Network. Did I miss a member? I got to hit I can't let Tim Harwood get out of here. Tim Harwood becomes a member of the channel. Thank you, Tim. We appreciate that, buddy. Paying the light bill around here. We thank you for that. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.
That we call home, and it's night and I'm alone and I'm alive.